So, you've been knighted. Congratulations. You trained your whole life for this moment. You endured years of brutal combat drills, endless horseback riding lessons, and too many lectures about honor from men with beer bellies too big to fit into their armor. Finally, the king himself called your name, laid a sword on your shoulders, and declared you a knight. And then you died. Not the glorious kind of death where ballads are sung, taverns pour out drinks in your honor, and maidens cry over your grave. Nope. You probably died tripping over your own lance in a muddy ditch, or maybe some farm boy with a pitchfork got lucky. However it happened, you wake up, and surprise, you're still in armor, still holding a sword. Only now your body has been upgraded to something out of a nightmare. Bones. Just bones. Welcome, noble sir, to your new unlife as a skeleton knight. Sounds epic, right? You're thinking of charging into battle, glowing eyes blazing, sending peasants running in terror? Hold that thought. Because while it sounds cool, in reality, being a skeleton knight is like being given a knighthood and then immediately being demoted to court jester. Let me explain. The everyday struggles of being bone. First off, food. Remember all those banquets you used to attend as a knight? The roasted boar dripping with fat, the honey cakes, the barrels of ale that made you question your life choices the next morning? Yeah, kiss all that goodbye. You don't have a stomach anymore, or a tongue, or taste buds. You can try to drink ale, sure, but it'll just pour straight through your rib cage and puddle onto the floor. Not very knightly. Stealth missions? Impossible. Every step you take sounds like someone shaking a bag of cutlery. Your armor doesn't just clang, it rattles in harmony with your spine. You could be sneaking through a castle at midnight, and everyone within 100 yards knows, oh, there goes Sir Bonesy again. And don't get me started on horses. Horses hate skeletons. They can smell the absence of flesh. You try to mount one, and the beast either bolts or tries to kick you into a pile. Picture a mighty knight of the realm, chasing after his runaway warhorse, okay? His own skull bouncing on the ground like a wayward cabbage. Speaking of which, your head, it doesn't stay put. All that seamless armor design, useless. One wrong swing in battle and your skull goes flying. Nothing terrifies an enemy more than a knight's head rolling toward them, except when the head stops, stares up with glowing eyes, and mutters, "Little help here?" Meanwhile, you're crawling around on your bony hands, trying to screw your own skull back on while your enemies debate whether to run or laugh. The perks of being undead. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. There are some benefits to being dead. For one thing, you'll save a fortune on food. Bread? Wine? Ale? Not your problem. You also don't need sleep, ever. That means while everyone else is snoring, you're standing guard, bored out of your mind, counting sheep you can't eat. But hey, it's something. Aging? Doesn't apply. Wrinkles, baldness, gout? Not for you. You'll be the youngest knight in the kingdom forever, assuming you don't lose too many bones along the way. You're technically immortal, which sounds great, until you realize immortal just means you're around until some overeager adventurer shows up looking to grind XP. Imagine existing for 400 years, only to get taken down by a rookie adventurer named Kevin, who thought you were a side quest. And staring contests? You're unbeatable. No eyelids. Your opponents blink, your sockets stay locked. That's dominance. Of course, your victory is ruined when your opponent screams and runs away because, oh right, you're horrifying to look at. Society's reaction. Now let's talk about your friends. Remember the Brotherhood of Knights, those noble warriors who fought alongside you, who swore eternal loyalty? Yeah, they're not inviting you to any feasts anymore. They say things like, we'd love to have you, but no offense, you're decomposing on the table. Or worse, can you sit outside? You're scaring the squires. Peasants don't cheer when you ride by, they scream. Children hide behind their mothers, dogs bark until they collapse from exhaustion, and priests sprint towards you with a bucket of holy water. You thought knighthood meant admiration. Turns out undeath comes with rotten PR. And let's not forget priests. Do you know how many exorcisms you'll endure in one lifetime? Too many. You try explaining, no, I'm not evil, I'm just animated. Doesn't matter. They'll wave crosses, shout prayers, and splash water in your face, which, let me tell you, does nothing but leave you squeaky clean. Existential crisis, but funny. The real tragedy of being a skeleton knight isn't the rattling bones or the lack of tavern food. It's the fact that you have no purpose anymore. You were sworn to protect a king who's been dead for centuries. Your kingdom has probably crumbled, your castle turned into a tourist attraction, and here you are, still patrolling the same empty courtyard, waiting for orders that will never come. It's like working at a job where your boss quit 300 years ago, but you're too polite to leave, just in case he comes back. Spoiler, he's not coming back. He's dust. You're dust too, but at least you're ambulatory dust. You start questioning your existence. Why are you still here? What's the point? Is there a retirement plan for undead knights? Or do you just keep swinging your sword until some bard writes a song about how pathetic you looked losing to a group of teenagers with wooden clubs? The punchline of your afterlife. So yes, being a knight is supposed to be an honor. Being undead is supposed to be terrifying. Put them together and you don't get legendary warrior. You get walking punchline. You're a skeleton trapped in a tin can, wandering the land, half scary, half comedic relief. The bards don't write ballads about you. They write jokes. Because at the end of the day, you're not Sir Glorious. You're not Sir Noble. You're Sir Clattering Pile of Bones who can't keep his skull on straight. And that, my skeletal friend, is your eternal curse. So yes, it sucks to be a goblin. But to be a skeleton knight? That's worse. That's a lifetime membership to the world's most depressing comedy show. And guess what? You're the star performer. No refunds.